Hey everybody, it's Chainsaw Reacts. It's crazy to say this, but after this episode, there are 2 more episodes of The Batman, and that's it. The show's completely done. It's crazy to say that. I'm excited to get into this episode. This is Season 5, Episode 11, What Goes Up. Of course, last week's episode was pretty interesting in regards to, we had villain versions, essentially, of Batman and Robin being Wrath and Scorn, and it was obvious right away who they were, and I was like, okay, Bruce, figure it out. And it took him some time to figure it out, but you guys were commenting saying, well, understand, you're viewing stuff that Bruce is actually not seeing, and, you know, all that in terms of conversations and things happening in terms of who clearly is Wrath and Scorn, but for him, he's not going to readily figure it out, because what if he assumed it was them and it wasn't actually them at all? Like, he just assumed it was. So, like, I get that point, but it's like, he's the world's greatest detective, you know, I think he would have figured out somehow sooner beforehand. He was like, well, that's curious, we have the same schedule, kind of. Well, that's curious. Just wish he would have, but it is what it is. It was a good episode overall. It was really, really good. So, in terms of what show is replacing the Batman, I want to talk about that briefly because you guys have been commenting, what's next? What's happening? So, next week, as this video is being uploaded, so the following week after this episode is up, sometime before the next episode of the Batman, which is the penultimate episode, the one before the finale, actually before the series finale, I'll put up a poll sometime next week in terms of what show we're replacing this, and you guys will be voting, and it's up to your votes of what show takes place after the Batman in terms on Saturdays. So hope you guys will enjoy my picks. I'm still figuring that out, but once I do, you guys will have the poll and you guys can vote. So let's dive into it now, guys. Season 5, Episode 11, What Goes Up? Let's go.
Pliers.
Ooh, they're trying to take his mask off.
Another breakout attempt? We've seen them all.
Who's that? Okay, that should have hurt him a little bit, maybe. I don't know.
Always hire the best, I say.
Who is it?
You ain't seen nothing yet.
And they call you a creature of the shadows.
I mean, literally.
Used for more than just a breakout.
And this rare meteorite is the only known object ever to impact.
I'm guessing they're going to steal the meteorite.
Our star system. And please exit through this door.
The shadow. My question is, how is this technology? How is he using it? Like, what?
I see the guy's shadow, but where's the guy? Drop the rock!
Oh, okay.
Do this without setting off alarms.
Damn.
Our response time is better.
Oh, that's a new number 1. Just wait. Yeah, exactly. Just wait. Kind of like lightsabers. In the face. The twist. Okay, so now there's more we're seeing with it.
Robin, wait. Okay, bad idea.
Hawkman!
Oh shit! Oh shit!
I'm here to take you in, Shadow Thief.
Here's my lightsaber. It's fucking fast too, and those guys are just left there. Yep, they caught up. Where are they going? Oh, yeah, that's not good for them.
I'll fire a grappling hook and reel him in.
That ain't gonna work. Exactly. What? Oh, shit. What in the fuck are they gonna do? Okay. Let's say we're gonna lose another Batmobile. Jesus, we already lost one in this show.
Your setup here is not that much different from police headquarters back on Thanagar.
Oh,
Or Earth.
okay.
Of all the criminals I've fought on 2 planets, he's the most reckless and elusive.
The radiant analyzer shows one element unknown to Earth.
It's called the Nth element. It's part of my suit. It's what gives me my strength and flying powers.
Oh, yeah, they're mining it. Yeah.
You see this sample of anti-gravity powder? It's been chemically treated.
Why do you do that?
This caper was difficult enough without your flyboy around.
Don't worry.
Be careful, though. It's a diversion, so whatever's happening, you know. That's crazy. Just sinks in. It's a crazy device that can do that. They're going for a ride. It's like a roller coaster, kind of. Oh, shit. Holy crap, that is crazy. Hey, at least it's working, but you gotta also do something with the wheels. Stop floating. Just running the whole building, Jesus. This is insane. They're gonna lift a fucking building. And they're lifting a building. Holy shit. Yeah, they're still doing with the train. How about a whole fucking building? They should have done that before. That's okay, though.
Can someone tell me what Shadow Thief thought he was doing?
Diversion.
Keeping us away from the real crowd.
Yeah, exactly. So what's the plan here? Exactly. Well, they're getting into the building, but they're not in the building. Oh, maybe they are.
I hope you guys haven't just eaten.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, God. Exactly.
Still
Oh, shit.
time to fly, bird boy.
Where's a blimp when you need one?
Okay, thank you. Okay.
Wouldn't like the ozone.
About to say. Exactly, you gotta take out the helicopter. Oh, shit. Yep.
I thought bats like to fly.
Well, is he gonna use the nth metal on him? Damn. Ooh, oh, the device. Exactly. Okay. There you go. Could have easily set it down somewhere, but whatever. Yeah, you better run away. Nice.
Back on top.
Just, geez, I'm floating. Uh-oh. Man, you. That was good. It's so weird he's on the ceiling, but it adds some variety to it. It's pretty smart putting in the harbor. Yeah. Oh yeah. Yep. Come on. Come on. Ooh. Upside down. Hey. We hardly see him anymore.
Of the Shadow Thief, it seems to have gained a new water attraction.
To get my bathing suit.
Where have you been at, Barbara? The title, What Goes Up, makes a lot of sense now based off the nth metal being used and everything floating because of it, including Robin in a building and just craziness there. Overall, had a good time with this episode. I do have one critique, though, and then we'll get to everything else about the episode. My critique is Barbara, Batgirl, at the end of the episode, because it's not, once again, me saying, where's Batgirl? Where's Barbara? Like, why is she not in the episode? It's the fact that they show her at the end for like 5 seconds, and then that's it. It's like, if you're going to have her in the episode, have her in the episode. Don't show her at the very end, because that's annoying to me. Because as you guys have, if you've been following along with me on this journey any amount of time, you know that I love Barbara. I love Batgirl in general, but I love her in the show. And she's appeared a little bit in season 5, but not a lot at all compared to like previous seasons. And it's like, she should have been in this episode if you're going to have her pop up at the end. Like, you should have had this Alfred standing there when Dick, ran by or whatever. It's like, a water attraction? The building's a water attraction now? And he runs off. It should have been just Alfred. Having Barbara there just kind of annoys me because they could have just had her in the episode in some capacity. But we had Hawkman, of course, guesting in the episode, being a guest appearance. But they still could have found a way to have Barbara in the mix more than just one little quick 5-second appearance. It just was unnecessary in my opinion. Because I'm somebody, if you're going to have her in the episode. If you're just going to have her for 5 seconds, I don't want her because it just annoys me. So, besides that, the episode was overall pretty fun in regards to Hawkman appearing. Now, I was unaware that the Shadow Thief, the character we saw in the episode working with Black Mask, I didn't know he was a Hawkman villain, a Hawkman villain, till I looked it up before starting this review, because I'm like, is he though? Like, I don't know. Like, Hawkman was acting like he knew who this was because he has faced him before or whatever, but I'm like, but is he, because I'm like, okay, it was just the character that they're just going to have Hawkman have to come in to help Batman because we have Black Mask working with the Shadow Thief and finding this meteorite with the nth metal, which of course is also a part of Hawkman because that's what he uses for a suit to give his strength and flying, and that's what they're after. So I was like, okay, maybe that's the connection, but no, Shadow Thief literally is a Hawkman villain, which he had already stated in the episode, but I'm like, I wasn't sure though, like maybe they're just adding this into the mix for the continuity of the show, but no. Because before, with the other appearances of the other heroes, Superman, Flash, Green Arrow, who else? Am I missing somebody? Green Lantern, yeah. Yeah. They've had villains. Like, they're villains a part of the story arc. So it kind of makes sense why they're in the mix in some capacity. So I was like, are they doing that same thing Hawkman? And they are. The Shadow Thief's technology is, like, at this point, nothing is really breaking the show anymore, because once you have a Kryptonian Superman, you have Martian Manhunter from Mars, you have the fucking, like, essentially the Justice League headquarters in space as the Watchtower, and you've already expanded the show to that point. Even though there was times before they introduced the Justice League and these other heroes and everything, that there were certain things that were starting to break the continuity. But then again, this show is very comic booky, so that they could do whatever the fuck they want. But I'm like, this Shadow Thief stuff is really intricate shit. Like, the way he's able to basically allow himself to be invisible to where people can fly through him or throw things through him, and he can flatten himself to the ground and move around like he's literally on the ground. It's just really crazy stuff. But when you think about the grand scheme of what this show has done up to this point, it's not too over the top, but it was still kind of jarring. Like, my God, this guy's like, this is so weird. He can do this with this tech. But once Bruce found that out, that's how we were able to stop him. Because before, they weren't sure how to stop him. But see, it was all about distraction. Because, see, at any point, because during that, the first, like, actual fight with the Shadow Thief, as Hawkman showed up when they were grabbing that meteorite, which it made a lot of sense. Like, the Shadow Thief was being that shadow of that statue or whatever. But when they face out on the front of that building, on that museum or whatever, on the steps, when Robin threw that, like, Robin Batarang or whatever, the Robin ran, I have no idea, but he threw that device and it became a netting that he was going to capture the Shadow Thief, and it phased through him. Of course, Batman phased through him as well. I'm like, okay, so you can't stop him unless you distract him, because he's always, like, he just, I guess, just knew that thing was coming, and he was able to phase and allow it to phase through him. I have no idea. But it was all about distraction, as we know. So once Hawkman kind of explained, okay, this is the one element that's unknown to Earth that's in the meteorite that Bruce was kind of examining and testing, the nth metal. I'm like, okay, so they're gonna fucking, like, the whole world's potentially in danger, because if they're able to use this nth metal and give it to other potential people or whatever, then this is going to be pretty bad, because Hawkman's using it for good. Obviously, Black Mask will not, because we saw literally what happened. They literally allowed, he allowed Shadow Thief to take some of the nth metal that was, I guess, mixtured or whatever. Like, there was some sort of thing they did to it, and he sprayed the train tracks for it to float, so that the train would then catch all that stuff on its wheels, and then it would just float up forever. And then that also made me think about this. The fact that it floats forever is the fact that the new number one that was introduced, I think we saw the new number one the last time we saw Black Mask, I think. Maybe I'm wrong about that. But we had an old number one. We got introduced to Black Mask. And then we had a new number one in this episode. Now we have a new number one, because the old new number one in the episode was sprayed, and then he was let through the window. I think he died. I think Black Mask killed him. They're not saying it, but I think that guy died. Wow. What, I guess he had to go because he wasn't, I don't even know. I guess he just wasn't fulfilling his duties. I don't know what the thing was exactly. I guess because they got in a fight with Batman and he was unhappy, or maybe he was not happy being questioned about things. I have no idea. But he wasn't happy about that. So he killed him. So we had a new number one, and she's fine, right? You know, in terms of, like, she was in the helicopter later on in the episode. She had, like, one line. She made some noises when the fucking helicopter was hit, and it was going down. Because the helicopter was also trying to help carry the building, which was crazy. But, you know, she fucking, you know, jumped out of the helicopter, so she's fine. She's like, yeah, I'm not dead. But I'm like, okay, so we got a new number one just for one little, like, it just didn't really make sense, but whatever. I guess Black Mask doesn't care, as long as he has somebody being number one, I guess. But the whole point was to take and steal a building and not break into the building, because apparently it's unbreakable to break in. Like, I don't know, is it really unbreakable to break in? But anyways, his idea was, we're gonna get a bunch of guys, we're gonna shoot around the damn building, and we're gonna use the nth metal, and they're all gonna connect together at the bottom, and we're gonna rise this building up. We're going to lift this damn building up with the nth metal, and then we're going to use our chopper that's going to send down a grappling hook, and it's going to connect, and it's going to shoot out other connections all through the building. We're going to float it away. And then, so Bruce and Dick and Hawkman, Batman and Robin, sorry. It's Thursday morning. I'm tired. So they're both trying to stop the train and bring it down. Of course, Hawkman's knocking off the wheels now. I'm like, you should have done that earlier, but whatever. He was also trying to stop it from floating up anymore. So I get it. But they're trying to bring it down. And then it's like, well, why would he do this? Like, what's the whole point of this? Like, no, it's a diversion. Come on. There's a building over there. And so Robin gets sprayed. Right, he gets sprayed with the nth metal, and that was pretty crazy. Of course, I knew he wasn't going to be floating up in the sky forever, but I'm like, Hawkman was saving those two security guards. Is he going to be able to have enough time to get to Robin, or are they going to find another way to stop Robin from floating? But Batman couldn't do anything. So thankfully, Hawkman was there, and Robin was still sprayed, so he was running on the ceiling. So that was kind of a new, interesting variety, like addition to the combat and what was kind of happening in the episode, because when Shadow Thief was trying to run away, Robin is like on the other side of the doorway and then like kicks him as he's like floating on top of the ceiling, and then he's running around on the ceiling and shit. It was pretty funny because it just adds some variety to the mix. And they never explained how they got it off him. I guess he showered. I have no idea, and got the nth metal spray off him. I have no idea. But he was, fine at the end, so it is what it is. And seeing Jim Gordon for one brief shot shaking hands with Hawkman just felt kind of weird, because we just never see him hardly anymore. The last time we actually saw him, I think, was the episode with Joker Express, I think, which was a number of episodes ago. And that was actually a rooftop scene, which is really, really good. It makes me want to see more of that shit, but I don't think we will. I don't know. We have 2 episodes remaining, so who knows? We might. I have no idea. But this overall was a fun episode. We'll see what happens in the last 2. Hopefully they'll stick the landing. It's really unfortunate that the show is almost over, because it's been a fun journey. It's a show that I wish I would have gave it a chance a number of years ago, but maybe it would have been different if I would have checked it out a number of years ago, to where my thoughts and, perspective on it would have been different in terms of how I was looking and viewing the show. Because for the longest time I was, against other Batman iterations for the most part, if it wasn't Kevin Conroy. So the idea of like me embracing this show now and really loving it for what it is, and seeing how it's paying homage to the Batman the Animated Series from, of course, Kevin Conroy's era, and how it is also its own thing as well. It's very, very good. It is very, very good. So hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'm curious to know your thoughts about the episode. Let me know in the comments below, guys. Talk to you guys soon. Peace out.